Hi, welcome to Take a Break, Take a Breath for Wednesday, July 28th. I'm Rick Boyer, the pastor of Prospect Presbyterian Church, and Take a Break, Take a Breath is an invitation for you to pause in your day, to just rest for a little bit and center yourself in God who made you and loves you and calls you by name. Each time we come together, we've been reading our way through the Gospel of Mark, and we're up to Mark 14:53 to 72. And I'm going to focus on verse 61, which says, "But Jesus was silent and did not answer. Again, the high priest asked him, 'Are you the Messiah, the Son of the Blessed One?'" That's a key question, isn't it? This text is two stories, and each story interprets the other. It begins with Peter in the garden, where he's going to deny Jesus 3 times, and ends with Peter denying Jesus 3 times. And in the middle is the trial, where the religious leaders of the day deny who Jesus is with trumped up charges. And both of the false charges against him are ironically fulfilled in a way differently than anyone was thinking about. So let me take it apart a little bit for you. We have this charge that Jesus would tear down the temple and build up a temple not made with hands in 3 days. He never said he would tear down the temple. And in reality, when Jesus dies, or in the rest of the story, when Jesus dies, the temple curtain is torn from top to the bottom. And 3 days later, when Jesus is raised, the church is born. And the church is sometimes thought of as the temple, the body of Christ in the world. So that one you can see is fulfilled, or being true. The other is, are you the Christ, the Son of God? And he responds by saying, I am, as in I am, which is the answer God gives to Moses at the burning bush. And it's what Jesus says when he says, I am. He is saying, I am the Messiah. So with that, the religious leaders tear their clothes and say, here it is. That's all we need. And we have contrasted with that Peter, who in 3 different ways denies Jesus. First, they said, you're one of them. Aren't you a Galilean? And he says, I don't know what you're talking about. The second time, they say, aren't you one of them? And he says, no, I'm not one of them. And the third time, he says very specifically, I don't know this man. Which are the 3 kinds of ways that people who were living in the days of Mark struggled with their own threat to life for saying they believed and followed Jesus. So if you haven't already done so, I invite you to go to a place that is quiet in your house and to rest. Close the door, settle into a chair, rest in that chair. Let that chair support you. Let your muscles relax. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And as you breathe in the breath of God. As you breathe out all that separates you from God. As you breathe in the breath of life. And as you breathe out all that does not give you life. As you breathe in God's peace. And as you breathe out all your worries and your fears and your anxieties, all the things that are concerning you. Now, imagine as you continue to breathe deeply that the peace of God is spreading. Imagine it like red blood cells that flow through your body and carry oxygen to every cell in your body. Only in this case, these cells flow through your body and carry God's peace to every cell in your body. Picture it. Imagine it. God's peace going from your lungs to your heart. And the peace that comes. And then from your heart up into your neck. And the peace relaxes the muscles in your neck. And then from your neck up into your brain. And all of the busyness of your brain is calmed and settled. And then into your face. And your muscles in your face relax and your jaw relaxes. Imagine it too as it flows from your heart into your shoulders and down your arms and all the way to your hands. And as it does so, your hands open up to receive God's grace and peace. It also flows from your heart to your back. And God's peace fills every cell in the muscles of your back and relaxes them as your burdens are eased. It flows from your heart down into your stomach and abdomen, and all the distress that you've been carrying around in your abdomen goes away. It flows down into your legs, past your hips, through your thighs, down your calves, to your feet, to the tips of your toes. God's peace fills those muscles and relaxes and renews them. And in your mind's eye now, go to a fire at night. You're standing around the fire. It's a little cool, so you're warming yourself around the fire with others. You're thinking about all that's happened during the day. You're thinking about all of the challenges that come to our faith. Times when we're not as clear about our faith as we could be, and you're not as clear. It's not an open denial of who Jesus is, it's just less than you would hope for. Can you picture the faces around that fire? Who is there? Your eyes meet someone that you seem to know, but you're not sure. And that one smiles back at you, and suddenly you realize it's Jesus. He comes to you. He reminds you that being a human being means that we will be less than perfect. But that doesn't mean we give up. He invites you to talk about your hopes, and your dreams, and your disappointments, and the times when you haven't been as strong in your faith as you'd like to be. I'll be quiet while the two of you talk. Then the time for the conversation comes to an end. And the two of you say goodbye. And you allow that image to fade away. And you bring yourself back to the place where you are. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Well, that's Take a Break, Take a Breath for Wednesday, July 28th. I'm Rick Boyer, the pastor of Prospect Presbyterian Church in Maplewood, New Jersey. If you have feedback for me, or you want to talk or pray with me, send an email to rick, R-I-C-K, @prospectchurch.org.